I'm Sable, and this is the Re-Up. Today, we're going to talk about landfills. What is a landfill? A landfill is simply a place where we dispose of and bury our waste. Landfills are the oldest and most common form of waste disposal. So, approximately how much trash does the United States produce? The average American produces roughly about 4.4 pounds of trash each day. Now that seems insignificant until you factor in that there are more than 320 million Americans. So that brings that number up to 728,000 tons of trash every day. Each year, the United States produces 250 million tons of garbage. Now, I reside in the great state of Ohio, but unfortunately, Ohio ranks number 7 for the top 10 most wasteful states. Ohioans produce 32 million tons of garbage every year. We can do better, Ohio. However, Ohioans are not fully to blame for all of its trash consumption. In fact, 3.4 million tons of trash are imported into the state each year from other states such as New York and New Jersey. Apparently, trash transfer is big business in the US, and it is a $4 billion industry. Ohio receives $35 per ton of trash that it accepts from outside states. That is a value of almost $160 million that can be added to Ohio's budget. So, where does all of our trash go? Well, 35% of trash is recycled in the United States, which means the remaining 65% are sent to landfills. There are approximately 2,000 landfills scattered throughout the United States. Landfills are broken down into 3 categories. The first is municipal waste, and that is your household items and non-hazardous waste. The second is industrial waste, which take care of commercial waste, such as construction debris. The third type of landfill is hazardous waste facilities, which disposes of toxic chemicals like PCBs and is regulated under the EPA. Under the 1976 Toxic Substances Control Act, also known as TSCA. As stated in my previous video, why I chose sustainability, majority of the landfills in the United States are located in neighborhoods of people of color or poor neighborhoods. Unfortunately, in America, waste disposal is not equally dispersed. According to research done by the Government Office of Accountability, they reported that, quote, 3 out of the 5 largest commercial hazardous waste landfills in the United States were located in predominantly Black or Hispanic communities. These 3 landfills accounted for 40% of the total estimated commercial landfill capacity in the nation, end quote. Another report entitled Toxic Waste and Race at 20 reviewed data of over 20-year period, finding that more than half of the people who live within 1.86 miles of toxic waste facilities in the United States are people of color. One environmental impact is air pollution, and particularly methane gas. Methane gas is a byproduct of landfills that occurs when organic material decomposes. Methane gas is a greenhouse gas that warms up the ozone layer, contributing to global warming. High exposure to methane gas can cause physical harm to humans. Such harm includes nausea, headaches, and rapidness of breath. The most serious form of landfill pollution is leachate, which is a black or brown odorous substance containing heavy metals such as lead and VOCs, volatile organic compounds. If leachate is not properly contained, it can and will contaminate groundwater. Now, most modern landfills are dug in ground with plastic liners to prevent from leachate leakages. However, these liners do and eventually break down. So, leachate leakages are still a very contemporary concern. Groundwater is important as 38% of Americans depend on it as a primary water source, including my city, Dayton, Ohio. My city receives most of its water from the Miami-Burry Valley Aquifer, which is a groundwater source containing more than 1.5 trillion tons of usable water. The largest landfill in my city is Waste Management's Stony Hollow Landfill, located in West Dayton off of Gettysburg Road. Now, if you're from Dayton, Ohio, you know what demographic lives on that side of town. In June of 2019, after nearly 3 decades of disputes over the construction of the Stony Hollow landfill and payments made to the city of Dayton, a settlement agreement was made worth $10.5 million. Now, according to the city manager, those funds will be used for housing and economic development in West Dayton. Waste Management has been set to make 2 payments of $5.25 million. The first payment will initially go directly to the city of Dayton. However, the second payment is contingent upon Waste Management's allowance of constructing a leachate treatment facility with a sewer connection to Dayton's water waste facility. Now, this stipulation is an area of contention because in 2016, Dayton's water waste facility stopped accepting leachate after city workers began getting sick. They were experiencing headaches and other ill effects. Upon a health investigation, this was due to exposure of benzene, which is a carcinogen, and acetic acid found in leachate. The treatment and transportation of leachate is becoming increasingly difficult and hard to manage throughout the country. However, it must be done if we want to protect our most valuable resource, drinkable water. As you can see, the issue of waste is quite complex and troublesome, not just for my side of town, my city, or my state, but for many communities throughout the United States and beyond. Landfills have been around for ages. However, this modern society of overconsumption and overdisposable is becoming problematic, and it is becoming increasingly more difficult to dispose of our rubbish in a responsible way. If we can all make individual small changes in our wasteful habits, we can have the power to make significant impact collectively overall. In my upcoming video, I will go into detail concerning 5 simple ways that you can reduce waste in your daily lives. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you like content like this, please make sure you subscribe. You can also connect with me at my blog at sustaintherup.com. And until next time, stay greened up and sustain the re-up. Shalom.